and it wasn't that common. And then for me and my colleague during that period, we sort of used to buy Zesco units, you know, to spot that opportunity to say, okay, since now that Zesco is introducing Zesco units on these platforms such as Airtel Money, MTN Money, why can't we also take this chance to propose something, like to take our papers there, to talk to whoever is in charge, to say, okay, we would love to take this opportunity to start units to customers, your customers, of course. So through that, of course, they had to ask us if at all our fund, and we presented our documentations, of course, and the necessary documents which they needed. And through that, it allowed us to be selling units to clients out there at the commission based, of course. It's that kind of a situation whereby it reduced queues in designated places of selling units. And people now resorted to starting Zesco units through our outlets. We had to make it interesting in such a way that how we send Zesco units. Quite amazing in the sense that people thought like, okay, these are Zesco, real Zesco agents. As a matter of fact, we used to buy a number of units, or we used to deposit some money in Airtel or MTN to allow us to sell those units. So doing that, of course, we really did a lot, in the sense that even Zesco at some point could recognize to say, okay, these people, what they're doing is genuine, and they're able to, you know, sell units as required, and they are not sort of taking advantage of people, like probably, let's say, making it like a fraud. So through that experience, it was quite awesome, and at least at some point we were able to be recognized by Zest itself.
All right. So, for example, how did you begin to spot out such big opportunities? For example, you talked of you and your friend spotting out the opportunity, saying, okay, this is an opportunity when Airtel Money is introducing what we call mobile airtime. And you thought of working with Zesco and partner with them in terms of commission-based or to sell their units. How did you begin to spot out such big opportunities? Because we find that people, basically as youths, we tend to complain saying there are no opportunities. How can one as a youth begin to open up their eyes to spot out such opportunities, business opportunities?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. You know, for a person to spot an opportunity, you really need to know what you are doing. In short, you really need to identify your community, know the services that are missing in your community, know the challenges that people are facing in your community. So for us, it was quite simple and easy for my partner to identify what was missing during that period of time, because I remember people used to walk a long distance just to access such services like buying Zesco units. And if they walk a long distance, at the same time where they get to buy the same units, you would find that there are queues there. So for us, it was quite easy to really spot such an opportunity to say, okay, I think if we are to start selling Zesco units, it will be very convenient for people to come to us and like going somewhere far to make use just to access those units. And of course, you know, when you start doing that, or when you start selling something like units, and then people are able to see that, okay, these people are selling units, and these people are genuine, and these are genuine units from Zesco. For us, it was quite a good experience, because it's exactly what a youth who reason and who is able to spot opportunity, or who is into entrepreneurship must do. You're supposed to spot opportunities where others can't see. So I can't say it was really a challenging issue for us, because we used to think in those lines.
All right, sir. We understand that, sir, it is not easy, for example, to at the same time run your own business. You are paying for your own school fees. How do you manage to keep? Because ever since I knew you, it is each and every year I see development. I see the increase in terms. I see the booming of your business. How have you managed to make sure that you don't affect your capital by the end of the day, and keeping it accumulating and increasing opportunities for yourself? How do you manage, but at the same time pursuing what you are studying and paying for yourself and accommodation, upkeep, and everything? How do you manage to make sure that you don't affect the capital that you have?
How do I answer this question? Actually, it's not really how do I manage to preserve the capital. For me, I see it in this manner. To me, it's like, how do I manage to preserve ideas about businesses,
Yes.
ideas about what I want to achieve? How do I manage at the same time concentrate on school and these other things?
Yes.
So in business, what I believe in myself, you need to be awake all the time. You need to think ahead. You need to see and observe what is currently happening in your environment, of course, and outside. So for me, I look at it like, okay, I don't have to entirely depend on one thing in my business, or entirely depend on one product in my business.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, we're just from talking about how we used to sell Zesco units,
Yes.
but
Yes.
now I'm selling something else. Like, I'm into shoes now and clothes and these other things.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to preserve those ideas in order for me to survive in this world of business.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can have one product today, or you can be selling you can be selling Zesco units today. Mind you, you're not the only one doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the only entrepreneur who is into that business. Other people will also spot such opportunities, and other people will come in with brilliant ideas more than your ideas, of course. So as a businessman, you need to think ahead. Okay, how is my business going? Am I making money? So if making money is not really the best term to use. Am I earning money in this business? Are the people benefiting? Am I attracting a lot of clients to buy my things or to purchase my things? So as you go on, if you see that, okay, probably my business is not doing so well, you can always venture into other things, or in a different business. But in order for you to venture in a different business, you need to know what is involved in that business.
Mhm.
You need to know the do's and don'ts
Mhm.
in that type of business that you want to venture into.
Mhm.
If you're able to reason in that manner, definitely you can sell anything in this world. You can definitely sell anything. So once you identify to say, okay, probably my business is not doing well in this area, but I would love to sell such things. I think I can make money selling such things. Then begin your research. Start identifying how you can sell those things in your environment, of course. Once you identify that, once you know what you need to do, then go ahead. Never be afraid to start. That has always been my motive. Never be afraid to start. Once you start doing that, then most definitely, you definitely get to that level that you really desire.
No, thank you very much. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning, and I believe if
Thank you.
the people that are on the platform are learning, please kindly type that you are learning. You are getting something by the end of the day. We are here to learn, and we are here to make sure that we utilize the experience. Yes, we're here to come out different. We entered different, and we're coming out different. So another thing, sir, I saw your post. By that time, you are in China. I saw you being in Dubai. How we understand that you went there for a business trip. How did you manage to make sure that you partner with the people such that you are able to trust them with sending them money to get the products that you need? How do you manage to talk to people in those lines? How do you manage to make connections, if at all? We are having people that are learning on board that want to partner with someone. How can they do to make sure that there is honesty, there is transparency, they don't lose the money in the long run? How do you do that?
For me, I can say it's quite a privilege that I sort of have people I can trust outside Zambia, that is China and Dubai. And all this came about when I visited the two places, the two countries. Um, I understand it's really hard to really trust someone whom you've never met, especially on the fact that we have this scenario of people who try to buy things online, or people who buy things online. But for me, thanks to the US Embassy, of course, who sponsored my trip and everything, I was able to attend this entrepreneurship seminar, which sort of made me to get to know a lot of stars of things that we import from China and Dubai. Through that experience, I've managed to get hold of contacts. Like I'm able to communicate with these people who are outside that are in China and Dubai, of course. Now the question is, how can one uh, trust a person you've never seen, or how can one get to purchase things in places like China and Dubai? Well, it's for me. I can say it's quite simple. For now, I can say I'm available to share such uh, contacts or numbers of people or things that one wish to buy from that place. I can't really advise to say, okay, go online and start communicating with people. If you want to buy this, go online and start. I understand there are fraudsters there, like people who are not genuine. But for me, it is quite a privilege that I had to travel that side, meet these people in person, talk to them on different ideas, present my business proposals, and so on and so forth. So I can say I'm secure in terms of sending money if I want to buy anything, if I want to order anything. For me, it's a very secure process. So most definitely people get to ask me the same question to say, how do you manage? Because I hear people have been scammed before. People get to buy things and don't receive those things that they buy. So for me, I can say it's a privilege because I met these suppliers in person. It wasn't something like, okay, I have to, you know, be online and start communicating with these persons. I met these people in person. So yeah, that's actually the way it is.
So it is much easier when you meet these suppliers in person, such that you communicate and you present your business proposal. That is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Let me just give a brief background in terms of how this program was. This program was organized by the US Embassy. Like they spotted people who can sort of present Zambia in an entrepreneurship seminar. So I was privileged to be among the group that went to China and Dubai. So through that process, people who supply all these things that we import came on board. They gave us business cards. They taught us how to buy from them. The genuine suppliers. They explained the whole entire process in terms of buying from them, shipping from that place to Zambia.
Mhm.
So it wasn't something like that happened online. No, it was somehow an organized program.
Okay,
That's how I can put it.
all right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to come here and advise people to say you should be buying things online when actually, I understand there are scammers out there. Yeah.
No, thank you very much. So, sir, just before we go into our questions, so that we can allow some viewers to ask questions, one last question: how has it been possible that? One last question: how have you? How can you advise someone that is about to start business in regards to honesty when you're dealing with business?
Sorry, I didn't get the question clearly.
Yes. So, someone is about to start business. How can you advise them in terms of being honest in terms of developing your business? We understand that there are some times when we're thirsty for profit, we try to involve, different measures to be dishonest. We understand those things. So, how do you advise on a person that is about to venture into business, but they are thinking of making fast money through dubious means, touching here and there, scamming their customers like that? How is honesty important in business?
One thing that I can say, when you want to involve yourself
Mhm.
in business, you need to understand one thing. For me personally, get it from me personally, not from. I know there are a lot of people who give in terms of guidance and people who motivate in terms of how you can start your business. I hear that even those people who say, "No, I started business with one rice and then such kind of thing." But for me personally, it's business. For me personally, it's more like food. The way I get to have breakfast in the morning, the way I get to have lunch, and the way I can have dinner in the evening. That's how I value business. Because if I don't have breakfast, personally, I usually have challenges in terms of how my day goes. If I don't have lunch, I can have challenges. If I don't have dinner, it's
Mhm.
not something that you can sort of play with. Like what you can see out there. You
Mhm.
need to know your weaknesses as a person.
Mhm.
So in answering your question, how can I motivate someone or how can I to start a business, one thing that you need to know, okay, and you can either make it. So depending with your business, never lose hope. And how the environment is in Zambia, it's a of business that you want to start. But start a business because you want to sort of pay your school fees, or maybe just because you want to sort out a certain problem. No. Make business your daily living, in short. That's how I take it personally. Make business your daily living. Once you do that, then you'll be able to explore and you'll be able to expand in your business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because have this and
So to our viewers, we'll just go for a short break. That is about just a minute, just to rejoin, so that we can make sure that we ask our questions. The second session that we're coming in, we're asking our questions just for 15 minutes. Then we'll be done with our meeting. Usually our meeting takes 1 hour, so that we can interact with. We can ask any questions. We believe that you're having some questions that you want to ask our speaker in regards with his business and how he has been running his own business, so we can be able to ask questions. So we are just going to take a break. We rejoin. I'm going to end the meeting so that we rejoin again, because we're using the 45 minutes one, so that we rejoin and ask our questions for 15 minutes, then we'll be done. So our speaker, Mr. Joseph, you are still on the board. You are still on board, so that people may ask questions. We believe our viewers are having a lot of questions in mind, so we're going to give them this time to just ask you questions.
sure.
Yes, so let us just rejoin again. I'm ending this meeting so that we rejoin again. So please kindly rejoin.